called Prodigal. Looks in the mirror there, can find a smile anywhere. His faith ever coming back. He left on a dirt road, carrying a heavy load. His life's supposed to hurt this bad. Now there's two ways he can go. Sometimes I wonder, does he know that old dirt's now a highway home? You run so hard when you're gonna slow down. Can you make a loop and get turned around? And don't you grow tired of the dirt and stone when right behind you is the highway home. Remember being just a kid, wondering what the grown-ups did, chasing dreams to just getting by. Well, it's been so many years, so many tears and fears, puts a lump down in my throat. Wanna be a better man, not sure if I can. Feels like a hook that gets set real deep. But oh, it's little things, all the smiles kindness bring. You get some love and you give it right back. You run so hard when you're gonna slow down. Can you make a loop and get turned around? Don't you grow tired of the dirt and stone when right behind you is the highway home? Can you cut out an inch and put it right back? Do you tell the truth about what you like? Can you find in your heart what it takes to forgive? Oh, go on and do what your daddy did. You run so hard when you're gonna slow down. Can you make a loop and get turned around? Don't you grow tired of the dirt and stone when right behind you is the highway home? When right behind you is the highway home. Yeah, right behind you. Highway home, right behind you. This one's called Ladies and Gentlemen, welcome to the stream from Rainwater Studios. It's Wednesday night. My name's Keenan Rainwater. And this is my good buddy Taylor Hernly. Taylor's been helping us out down here in the studio, and then running off to Mississippi and stuff.
Mostly, I haven't gone to Mississippi yet, but Kentucky
okay.
mostly.
You said you had the itch in your bones to run to Mississippi recently.
I haven't done it yet. I was supposed to do it this weekend, but that might not happen either.
Cool. Well, Kentucky's a cool place,
Oh,
and a lot closer than Mississippi.
Exactly.
But you told me that tonight you have a set list that is entirely requests?
Yeah, fan requests. Yeah, I posted something on my fan group, and these are all just requests that people asked for. So
Excellent. Well, I'm excited to hear them. Always enjoy your music. What are you going to start off with, brother?
Oh, I'm starting off with a song called Morning Ritual.
All right. Well, I'll get out of your way, and then if you want to chat later, you just holler at me, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Pour that molten coffee for my morning ritual. I'll conjure up some demons and I'll try to sell my soul. 'Cause there ain't nothing you can take from me that ain't already gone. This broken heart just don't dance with the sun. So pour out my feet and put these dogs out on the hunt. I can't stand to be tripping high when the world's just batting bunch. There's angels in the outfield not hitting for my team. So like them dogs I'll snarl and I'll run. Summon up the hounds who are hell-bent on my trail, digging up the dirt but once my steps commanded. The circle has been broken and they're howling at the moon. Man, they're mighty hungry, I can hear their bellies wail. And I feel the worst 'cause the best ain't part of my plan. I'm bagging a copy of some graveyard rituals. Summoned up the devil and his own residual, asking him politely about the answers to my ways. He nodded and spoke quietly. He said, you ain't got a cent to change, but we might know something about the day you came to be. See, when God created you, he was blinded by propane, giving up the face of an Irish Neanderthal, and make him so lovesick that he'd write about it all. Summing up the hounds who are hell-bent on my trail, digging up the dirt but once my steps commanded. The circle has been broken and they're howling at the moon. Man, they're mighty hungry, I can hear their bellies wail. And I feel the worst 'cause the best ain't part of my plan. Summing up the hounds who are hell-bent on my trail, digging up the dirt but once my steps commanded. The circle has been broken and they're howling at the moon. Man, they're mighty hungry, I can hear their bellies wail. And I feel the worst 'cause the best ain't part of my plan. Oh, I feel the worst 'cause the best ain't part of my plan. Oh, I feel the worst 'cause the best ain't part of new plan. Appreciate y'all. That song was called Morning Ritual. It's about being on the road. I spent the last 3-4 years of my life doing exactly what you see right here, doing this one-man band thing. Sometimes I got a lead guitar player standing next to me. His name's Jacob Marcus. He's extremely talented too. He couldn't make it because, like most musicians these days, we drive run-down vehicles, and he couldn't make his way up to Nashville. This next song is requested by a guy named, so that last one, Morning Ritual, was requested by Rondell, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Rondell. This next one was requested by a good friend of mine. Well, they're all good friends of mine. Mr. Christian Dawson out of Michigan. The song's called Goodnight, Rita. I know a lot of people that like this one. I like it too. It's about a friendship I had to leave behind a couple years ago. Me and her were good people. We just weren't good for each other, if that makes any sense. Good night, Rita. Good night, Rita. I'm sorry that I couldn't let it be. I thought you were lonely, but it turns out it was just me. Well, all I ever wanted was to see you keep that smile. No more you crying, no more tagging on the extra mile. You found someone new, I just hope he treats you right. So good night, Rita, I'll be up if you need me tonight. I'll be the very last choice in a long line of losers, in a gang picked out of high school dropout boozers. But who am I to expect a love so true? Oh, how could she fall in love with you? So good night, Rita, hope you finally get to see better days. Well, I'm still on the road, sleep only comes in waves. Part of me wishes I could settle down and tell you how I feel, but I'm living proof road dogs just don't heal. So good night, Rita, I'm sorry, but I just can't stay. Told myself before, never feel this way, but I'll always be here if you need a friend, you know. So good night, Rita, it's time for me to go. I'll be the very last choice in a long line of losers, in a game picked out of high school dropout boozers. But who am I to expect a love so true? Oh, how could she fall in love with you? So good night, Rita, I'm sorry that I couldn't let it be. You were lonely, but it turns out, well, it was just me. Awesome. So, yeah, good night, Rita. That's from my buddy Christian Dawson, and anybody else that wanted to hear it. This next one that I'm going to do is a song called Drifting Hands. I just put new strings on this guitar, so always got to double check that tuning. But it's called Drifting Hands. I wrote it, it's got to be about a year old now. I actually wrote it for a musician that comes into Rainwater a lot, Mr. Steve Hickman. I didn't even really know him at the time. I was just a big fan of his songwriting, and I wrote this song for him. And then a few months later, me and him ended up meeting together and becoming real good friends, and we've written a couple songs since then. But to my knowledge, I don't even know if he knows this song exists or not. This song's called Drifting Hands. It's about being on the road, and, well, when you're on the road all the time and you're doing exactly this, you know, playing music and all that for a living, it gets pretty lonely. So. Tell me, oh sweet darling, how are you doing tonight? Don't mind me, just lost in the neon lights. I see you have a cold one in your hand, a smile across your face, asking me if I'm alright. I ain't about to tell you something you don't need to know. My fate is falling to fighting fears in my head, So listen to the songs, listen to the words, and let me go. You don't wanna hold these drifting hands, staring at the face of a messed up man. 'Cause I ain't drunk and I ain't stoned. It's how I look from being alone. Tell me, oh sweet darling, why did you feel the need to speak to me before the show? Well, I ain't even the closer, there's nothing special here. Just a bastard child who's forgotten how to love. Yes, I've told you something you don't need to know. My fate has fallen to feuding fears in my head. So listen to the songs, listen to the words, and let me go. You don't wanna hold these drifting hands, staring at the face of a messed up man. 'Cause I ain't drunk and I ain't stoned. It's how I look from being alone. I wish I was drunk, I wish I was stoned. It's better than this, being alone. Yes, sir. Cool. Some of these songs I haven't done in a while, and some of these I do at every show, and that's one of them I haven't done in a while. So, thank you, my buddy Billy Voltaire up in Michigan for doing that one for me. Or doing it for me. Requesting it, sorry. This next one is one that I do all the time. Do all the time. What was that?
Folks listening and watching right now, and they're all full of compliments for you.
No kidding. 46. Wow.
Here I am. Hello.
Howdy.
Yeah, you sound great. A fellow drummer says your talent and coordination are off the charts. Old Nuck Mills.
I appreciate that. That's awesome.
And so I don't have to type it. Mr. Gaither, we're just located close to Bean Blossom, man. You probably know where we're at. Come say hi sometime. But here, check out some of your friends checking you out here. Anybody you recognize on there?
I recognize a good portion of these people.
Uh-huh. Well, Steve Hickman's watching.
Oh,
Howdy,
yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
And then a lot of folks that I don't recognize that you must have reached out to.
Yeah, some friends down south, yeah.
Excellent. Well, keep up the good work, man. You sound great.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for tuning in at home, ladies and gentlemen. More Taylor Hernly.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever gotten that much on my personal live feed, so that's always a good sign, I guess. Moving on. This next song is one I do all the time at shows. It's called Hearts in Cincinnati. It pretty much speaks for itself. It's just a stupid love song. Hope you all like stupid love songs, because I do too. Heartstrings, daydreams, I feel like flying and taking that glass piece and gamble me dying. It's only marijuana, but I'm feeling afraid about that girl in the corner, so I avoid her gaze. Steel strings, warranty, and an unlucky wager, and a comatose boyfriend Too many midnight ravers. She's the only one I've met that makes me feel this way. Swear to God I'll make her mine, but for now it's getting late. These winter days and I'm feeling mighty cold. I'm hustled down to joggers in my living room, writing songs about things I wish were mine. My heart's in Cincinnati with that hippie on my mind. She's right, it's blues night in a bare-knuckle ballroom where the chances for dances lies only with your game. She might have came out tonight, yeah, to listen for the truth. Maybe that's why you're off the stage and she's still watching you. Holy but fully tame, not born yesterday, and a little bit quite crazy, holding on to her old ways, pretending that them puppy dog eyes ain't wearing out those sides. You're right despite the obvious, talking to walls as you hide. It's winter days and I'm feeling mighty cold. I'm hustled down in joggers in my living room, writing songs about things I wish were mine. My heart's in Cincinnati with that hippie on my mind. My heart's in Cincinnati. With that hippie on my mind. Yeehaw. Alrighty. Hearts in Cincinnati. I love that song. I love the wordplay in it. I'm a big fan of wordplay, and I'm always happy when I can pull it off. Because usually every time I try to pull it off, I end up putting too many words or it's too cryptic for anybody to understand. So I deeply love it when I can make it understandable to folks. Moving on. That was a request from Matthew Brock, if I'm saying that correctly, up in Michigan, too. I got a lot of Michigan people. I think the whole set list so far has been Michigan people. It's about to change because we're about to go to another song that was requested by a good friend of mine, Karen. And Karen, she always requests this song every time she comes to see me live, and she can't always see me live, and I'm very blessed when she can. And I never be able to play it because I can't remember how to do it. And then the other night, I sat down, tried to figure out how to do it, and it's a lot easier than I remembered it. And I felt really bad. So this one goes out to Karen. And Karen, you have to apologize. I can't pronounce your last name to save my life. But this song was off a demo CD I put out during the whole quarantine stuff, and it was called The Bedroom Demos. It's not available anywhere but I guess it's on YouTube, but the CD is not available anywhere, unless you buy it off me at a show. I've got all my demo CDs with me at all times, just in case. But this song is about somebody that I very dear to me that had cancer, and it left a scar on her face for her whole life, and she's always felt self-conscious over it, and she had very abusive parents and all that stuff, and that's what this song's about. It's called Talk About the Bluebirds. She was an angel sent from heaven, a miracle in disguise. We kept her eating through a tube, but still breaking through was that smile. We used to sit and talk about the bluebirds, and I would tell her I could fly away. Now she's grown, the cancer's all gone, but her face leaves the mark straight to the bone. hates her looks, she hates herself, she hates her mama for loving someone else. And I get chills every time I think about the old days when I would tell her I could fly away. Hates her looks, she hates herself, she hates her mama for loving someone else. And I get chills every time I think about the old days when I would tell her I could fly away. Now she's grown, the cancer's all gone, Bill leaves the mark, face to the bone. All right, Karen, that's for you. Finally. Now, next time you see me live, I promise. Oh, I forgot to look in the camera. Next time you see me live, I promise, I'll play that song. That'll be the first one you do. You walk into the door, if I'm in the middle of a song, I'm going to stop playing that song, and we're gonna bust right into that. I promise. All right, this next one, I'm super excited to play, but I'm also been super nervous about all darn week. I was down in Kentucky, down in Warsaw, down in a basement, running through this song over and over again, make sure I can get it all right. We did it earlier, and I got it all right, but now that the pressure's on, we'll see. This is a very dark song. It's a very dark story, but it's a true one, and it's something that the folks in my neighborhood growing up in West Side Indianapolis went through, and sometimes as a folk singer, you write about a lot of emotions. You write about happiness, you write about sadness. But in the words of one of my favorite musicians in Indiana, Russ Baum, in the words of his wife, Megan Baum, who's also a phenomenal songwriter, she told me that sometimes a folk singer's got to write about stuff that makes people feel uncomfortable. And that's what this song is. And this is another one that I'm going to do with just me and an acoustic. Since I haven't done it in a long time, I'm going to need all the brain power I can get for this one. But I hope y'all dig it. This is goes out to my buddy Austin in, I think, Michigan too. Michigan, I swear. This one goes out to you. Hopefully we don't screw it up. Send some juju your way, my way, anybody's way. We all need it now. The song's called Boy on Orange Street. House was ditched on Orange Street by a man who didn't get far. There's blood on the curb from the little boy who got swiped by the getaway car. And in the house on Orange, he never found the family he left behind. But right now the neighborhood youth place their dares to poke the bodies that they forgot. One of the stiffs in the house on Orange was a boy I knew very well. He was a little odd, but it wasn't nothing us kids could really even tell. Before all the blood from the hole in his head, he held scars from something alone. It wasn't scrapes normal kids got, but something hidden inside his home. One day the local crew gathered round to pass the old big skin. Soon we'd learn the boy from Orange and his way of sin. He touched the body of a real young girl. Oh, how she hollered and she yelled. But he was my friend, so I didn't say nothing, and for that I'll surely burn in hell. Weeks went by and we held our tongues. As kids we didn't know anything. Naptown youth are smart as hell, but fucked up sights are just another daily thing. Years of drug abuse and alcohol to wash away these memories. I know now there's a law for these kinds of things, but back then I could hardly even read. Sooner than later, one of us had the nerve to finally go say something. The police were called to investigate the house of the harassment claim. But all they could find was the scared young boy and the man whose mind was fading away, yelling, "You have no business here, now go away before I give you a reason to stay." The 5-0 shrugged it off as just a game that us kids were trying to play. No one would believe the story we told of what happened to the girl on that very day. After that we kept it quiet and never dared to have any more fun, till one night the neighborhood echoed with the click of a loaded gun. There were shots in the bedroom, shots in the living room, even shots fired in the crib. The faded man finally lost his mind over the awful things his boy had did. And in his own mind he figured the only shot of redemption he had left was taking his boy's mind out and leaving his family to the hands of death. You could hear the rumble from the boy on Orange as it collapsed down the stairs. And soon a car engine fired by the man running away from the whole affair. He dipped down the alley by Morrison Union, where he was totaled by a rusty fence. Along the way he hit a boy named Ricky. His leg hasn't been the same since. Blood poured down his forehead. He was out from the crash, I suppose. He just sat there with his head hung low till the police quickly showed. They arrested him in the spot and threw him in the back of the old cop car. They wouldn't even listen to the neighborhood about where the other bodies are. Told to step back and stay out the way, or we'd end up back there too. So we just walked on home with anger rising, nothing more that we could do. A few weeks later they sent some men to nail the boards that cover up those walls, as if they were trying to hide the thing they knew haunted us all. Now the man from the house on Orange hung himself alone in his despair, in his cell where he got these visions of his boy folding down the stairs. The neighborhood folks tell us kids it's just a story, but I swear that boy was my friend. Even to this day, the man on Orange and the boy with the bullet in his head, I still see them every now and then. On the cold stone gravel of Naptown soil where only few choose to be, where the poor folk try to call it home but can't afford to ever leave. And if I ever find myself wanting to return to this dark place ever again, I know the devil will find me there, for now I know even he can be your friend. We did it, Austin. We didn't screw it up.
That may have been the darkest thing I've ever heard.
I did it at the first time I debuted it. I was at the writers round down at Bear's Place in Bloomington with
Suzette Weekly.
Suzette, yeah.
Yep. What did Suzette think of your dark, morbid?
He said the
tunes?
same thing. That was the darkest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of uncomfortable truths in there, man.
Yeah, it's one I haven't. I'm glad Austin requested that. Thank you, Austin. But I mean, it's like I haven't played in a long time because you never know where to throw that in at. You never know. It's like you want to talk about gauging a crowd,
Right.
and sometimes if you're at a bar and nobody's even paying attention, that's like 6 minutes of just words.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe that's a good time to play it. I can't imagine like, well, let me play this and let's have a set break and go out and chit chat a little bit. Maybe a big conversation starter, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Then like let me play this right after I tell you a sad story, a happy story.
Yeah,
I'd say stick with the uncomfortable truths thing and then play the song and just see what happens.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was like I mentioned before. That was advice that Megan Baum gave me. Was to write about. And that's why she really liked me at first, because she invited me out to play a couple of the rehab facilities and stuff around Whiteland and stuff. Well, Franklin, sorry. And that's what she really liked about my style was she always said that it was just uncomfortable. Because I got a song also on the set list called "Tripping the Wire," but it's not dark. It's just about me. But it's just
Kind of revealing.
Yeah, revealing. Yeah, exactly.
Well, honesty and music, honesty and good music go hand in hand. So.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, we made it. I'm surprised I remembered all that. I think there's a few skip-ups, but oh well, we won't talk about that. This next one is called Hyrapone, and I kind of blindly named it Hyrapone because I looked up another term for methamphetamine, and that's what I found. But while we were in the studio, because this is also going on my full-length album, while we were in the studio, me and Rich, the producer, looked it up, and we actually found out that that's what the Japanese would call it, and they would give it to their fighter pilots in World War II or something like that. You still might have to fact check it, but anyway, this song's called Hyrapone. It's about my mama, and hope you dig it. Mama, she's a dragon, sleeping with a dead man, burning on a bottle of pills. Her husband left home about a week ago for some chick at the old Goodwill, where no one really knows what happened, just knows there was cheating going on. So Mama's eyes, it was a damn good excuse to relapse on the Hyrapone. So word traveled around to the land of the lost to a girl I used to know, thinking she was gone, but I guess my mother must have kept her evil close. But it was an ex of mine, fortune served her best on her back. So I reaped the tension, blocked the Facebook extension, and I won't reply to her text. 'Cause Mama is the devil and the devil won't leave me alone. She keeps calling my phone saying I need you, son. But I know she's in good company. My ex is good for those dirty things, 'cause they're both the devil and they won't leave me alone. Phone call rang from a brother today from the prison down the road a ways. They're filling me in on all the confusion. We found ourselves in a haze. It must have been the first time in our whole lives that we could sit back and watch it go down. It was always about protecting the kids, but they already done moved out. So now she sits alone, just soaking up a token, her self-inducted pain. Talking of the ghost she swears she can see, though it might just be all in her brain. But we always knew she was crazy, with the crowbar attached to her hip. Thin in thighs, but no thicker thieves chasing strangers down the street. 'Cause Mama is the devil and the devil won't leave me alone. She keeps calling my phone saying I need you, son. But I know she's in good company. My ex is good for those dirty things, 'cause they're both the devil and they won't leave me alone. both the devil, and I sure wish they leave me alone.
You say this is dark folk?
Dark folk. That's what somebody called it one day, and I kind of been riding with it because I really like it.
I think it's fitting, brother. Very fitting. And that was a really happy tune about being tormented by Satan.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Way to keep it lively.
And I love, kind of revealing more than I should here, but when we did it in the studio, it's starting to turn into a Zydeco sounding song. If anybody's familiar with Zydeco, it's so cool how it turned into this really happy-go-lucky Tex-Mex Zydeco song.
Zydeco makes sense for talking about things like that, you know, like the dark magic of the bayous.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was real happy. I always love it when I can experiment with genres like that.
Right on. Well, keep it up. You say you've been playing with just one other fella lately, a lead player.
Yeah, Jacob Marcus. We haven't been able to play a lot together. Last time we played together was Labor Day.
Uh-huh.
But he's a killer guitar player. Really good jazz guitar player. But
Have you taken him down to Ridge's place? Was it Midwest?
Yeah, Midwest. Yep. He's laid down some guitar tracks down there too.
How are you doing on the progress on that album? Is that coming together?
We're finishing up the tracking hopefully this week.
Well, man, why didn't you say so? That's cause for celebration.
I know, right? I forgot about it, but yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
And then maybe tentative release date for this album, early next year?
I'm hoping so.
Christmas?
Maybe.
Stocking stuffers?
I'm hoping maybe December or January. At least it'd be a good way to start off 2021.
Righteous. Yeah, it'd be a great way to start off 21.
God willing, if it's not another 2020.
I would love to have a dual album release party with you and Steve Hickman. That would be amazing. This is probably due out a little quicker than yours, is my guess.
Yeah, it'd be cool. That would be really sick. But
my buddies just release an album every month. I just need a buddy that's releasing an album every month, and my life will be complete.
That'd be awesome.
Hopefully, Steve will have November, and now you need December. Okay?
Yeah.
We're going to work on a next person for January.
Well, we'll find out this week sometime, and I'll get back with you on that.
All right.
But yeah, I can't wait for Steve's album. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he can't wait for yours either. Are any of these tunes on it?
Yeah. So the first one I played, Morning Ritual, it's on it. And then the last one I just played, because the other ones are on demo CDs.
Uh-huh.
So Morning Ritual and Hierophone are two on it. Tripping the Wire is not the one I'm about to play. Sidewalk Preacher is on it though. Sidewalk Preacher is actually gonna be the single, so that's gonna be the first thing you hear from it.
So in a couple songs, it'll be is that the title track or just the single?
That is the title track too.
The title track, the single from Taylor's upcoming album. But before you play that one, you're going to play us
Tripping the Wire.
Tripping the Wire, which was on an earlier release, I think.
Yeah. It was originally supposed to be on my first demo CD called Maybe Tomorrow, but my guitar was out of tune. We couldn't go back and record it. It was such a pain in the butt.
Right. Well, maybe you'll re-record it, or maybe you'll do it live, or shoot, why don't you do it live right now, and we'll record this.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, let's hear it. Thanks, brother.
Pretending sticks were swords, walking tightrope hayloft boards, as they creaked away, never would seem to break. Catching fireflies in a jar, lighting a bonfire by the barn. It's those kinds of things that I wish would have stayed. As a child I firm remember feeling so ugly, looking in the mirror, wondering why in the world God even put me here. I was never like my friends, walking the hallways, then again left myself separated from my peers. And daylight savings time was just a good reason for me to whine when it felt too early to be getting up for school. Never tried my hand in a social class, 'cause conformity kicked my ass. So I went to Goodwill and bought everything that wasn't cool. They all called me the walking acid trip, and I called them what Darwin missed. Come graduation, we soon found we were all the same. Some kids went to trade school and some kids went to college. I went crazy as this town's most notorious lame. And I'm tripping the wire, my soul's on fire, and I feel alone. But I'm not the worst kind, but I ain't the best kind. I'm just trying to find my way back home. Well, 8 to 10 years later, I finally made it in the paper. A local drunk busted for a DUI on Baker Street. I spent some time in the local jail where I met the kind of folks who tell stories of their glory days. Sounded a lot like mine. Well, dear Mom, I hope you're proud. My music is finally getting around, but now I'm fixing to be tied down by the limits of the state. I'll always be a good kid, but as a man I ain't worth a lick. But at least I joined my family as just another inmate. But it's like the words that Grandpa said when my heart was broken, I wished I was dead. You can get back up or not, it's your right to choose. The inflammation is suicide, it's overrated to give up your life, especially when you know you've got something left to prove. I just hope this will all make sense, the loneliness and the same old dance, singing all these songs in these barrooms. Until that day I'll carry on, wash my clothes in the truck stop halls, praying that tomorrow I'll be home soon. And I'm tripping the wire, my soul's on fire, and I feel alone. But I'm not the worst kind, but I ain't the best kind. I'm just trying to find my way back home. I'm just trying to find where I really belong. I'm trying to find my way back home. Please, Lord, help me so I don't die alone.
I really enjoy that song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I didn't mess it up, so maybe that could be a keeper.
Right on. Well, let's hope so. I was over there listening through the headphones. It sounds pretty great.
Awesome.
If I do say so myself. I've got a buddy running the soundboard right now, so I'm only assisting.
Yeah.
So my opinion counts for more when I'm not praising my own work, I guess.
Of course. All right. So we got two more, if that's all right with everybody.
More than all right with us?
More than all right. It's all right. It's okay. But that's not the next one. That would have been funny if that was the next one.
Right? You say the next one's actually the title track, the single off your upcoming album.
Yeah. Sidewalk Preacher. And I'm really proud of this song. I really like it. Like, it's one of those things where, like I mentioned earlier with Hearts in Cincinnati, I'm really proud of the wordplay in it. Because every time I try to experiment with wordplay, it always ends up being really just cryptic and doesn't make any sense. And it's like, what am I talking about? You know?
Right.
And this one, I feel like I did a pretty good job with it while explaining the meaning of it. It all flows together.
Good. It seems like a lot of your songs come from personal experience and are written about, including things like the truth. So
Yeah.
This one is personal experience as well?
This is, yeah. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I've been sober for 2.5 years, and alcoholic addict.
Well done.
And this,
Well, I mean, on the recovery part.
yeah. Oh well, and this song is pretty much about going through all of that before getting sober and stuff. So
So that part of it is maybe referred to as tripping the wire?
yeah.
Tripping wire is kind of a bad thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I actually just kind of came up with that term, tripping the wire. I didn't even know that it actually meant something. I can't tell you what it means right now. I don't know, but it actually meant something that was what I meant it for. It was kind of cool. I didn't even know that phrase existed, and it actually, I've never heard it before, and it kind of meant what the song is about. So I was like, well, that's a cool coincidence.
So the context of the song might illuminate what the meaning of tripping the wire is?
Yeah.
Righteous. Thank you.
So yeah, Sidewalk Preacher is just another song about, Tripping the Wire is about pretty much getting sober, going on the road. Sidewalk Preacher is about going through the hell that is addiction.
Right on. Well, let's hear more about it, and I'll ask you questions if you get too vague with your wordplay.
Okay. All right, I'll go ahead.
Something lies inside my dreams, and I don't care about the world outside. An ugly guy, anxiety, blackjack, whiskey, and suicide. Well, I don't even know why you walked out the door. The wind won't stop blowing, 'cause you don't love me anymore. A woman's lies crucified makes me lie in a comatose. So I'll try to learn to fly, go buy some drugs and overdose. The devil's down for the road that I've been walking, and I can hear him through the tiles in my room, steady talking. And I'm looking for a sidewalk preacher, and I'm looking for a good way out, and I'm looking for a reason to leave her, and I'm looking for a reason between you. Here I go, a piece of trash, talking to this lady's past. All this time being alone, chasing ghosts, coming in last. I don't even know why I try anymore. It's just a form of dying, waking up on the floor. Barroom sights, neon lights, depression hits, I'm drunk again. I'm pretty cool when I'm all alone, but I'm tired of your charity. Checking out the scratches on the bathroom wall, ignoring my phone unless my demons try to call. And I'm looking for a sidewalk preacher, and I'm looking for a good way out, and I'm looking for a reason to leave her, and I'm looking for a reason between you. For a sidewalk preacher, and I'm looking for a good way out, and I'm looking for a reason to leave her, and I'm looking for a reason between you.
Yes, sir. I see why that is the single. That's pretty slick. Got a good driving beat, and just kind of a fun tune for about.
Nice and easy and slick. Yeah, I like it. It's fun to play. Well, kind of fun to play. There's nothing. When there's a lead guitar player, it's fun to play, but when you're riding on that one the whole time during the solo section, it gets kind of boring.
Right, you feel like a bass player in a song that has one.
Yeah.
one chord for it. Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. So,
yeah. Well played. You made great use of that kick drum there. Drives the beat. I can see why you do what you do.
Man, it's just so much easier. I mean, I can.
As an acoustic guitar player, to carry the rhythm is sometimes difficult, especially if you want to play a little lead, right?
Yeah, I mean, the whole bluegrass thing works sometimes, but it's just this is just nice. I can go out and I can have the same full band effect and it's just be me,
And just you is a lot easier to wrangle than two or three other dudes, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And anybody that's ever worked with me will tell you that I'm like a freight train. If you're not on the thing, I'm running you over and I'm going, it's
It's like, hey, see ya. I'll see you when I get back.
Oh yeah, I always get tunnel vision with that stuff, and sometimes
it's kind of the only way to be. I mean, if you have to go at the pace of the slowest person in a group, it gets kind of slow sometimes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, this next one we're doing, or the last one, it's called I'm Alright, I'm Okay. It was originally called Pop a Pill Man. I still haven't figured out what I want to call it, because there was concern about calling it Pop a Pill Man because it was like telling people to pop a pill, but actually it was Pop a Pill Man about my father being a drug dealer.
So it's more like a noun than a command. Or it's like a
yeah,
descriptor.
exactly. So I mean, I'm sure once we cut the dang song,
You should be the first person I've ever seen in the title of your song to put a little noun caption next to it. Right?
Oh, that's
Pop
genius.
a pill man, noun.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm gonna do that. We need to mark that in the notes somewhere. Well,
Boom.
thank God this is the last song, so I'm gonna remember that.
Right.
But yeah, that's it.
I've never seen it done.
That's the song.
You know. Beautiful.
Papa Noun Pill Man.
Yeah, you can even do the phonetic spelling with the noun next to it if you want.
That'd be
but
cool.
That might be a little too much. I don't know.
Oh, I'm all excited now. I can't wait to cut this.
Your message will be less diluted now, and you'll have less kids running out to pop pills.
Oh yeah, exactly. Not that I was, stopping them before that, but
Well, you don't have to encourage them, Taylor.
Oh. Crap. All right. So yeah, this. I guess I'll just introduce this the way that I introduce this at shows. This song's about my deadbeat parents, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight and dealing with me and all that. This has been fun. I've been on it a couple times, just done a couple songs, but I've never done an actual stream. I appreciate y'all and thank you. I guess that's it. But
Well, I'll tell you what. Since this is like your first full actual stream, right? We
Yeah.
have to have you back 2 or 3 times because it just gets easier and better every time.
yeah,
I'm
that'd
all
be
about
fun.
playing the same venue more than one time. I like to feel at home, and I want you to feel at home. So when the album is ready, if not before, come back and share it with us and play us the album.
Oh, for sure. I'd be more than happy to. Maybe we get Jake up here.
Awesome.
Maybe
Folks
Brent.
at home, keep an eye on this guy. He's going places. He's a drive talent, and he's a good dude. He comes down here and helps us out, and he's a competent fella, and it's good to know good people. So, ladies and gentlemen, the last song from Mr. Taylor Hernly.
Yeah, this one's called I'm Alright, I'm Okay. Or Papa Noun Pill Man, what we call it now. Well, Papa was the pill man, Mama was the customer, and I'm just sitting here, baby, thinking about the government. That's alright, I'm okay, I've seen better days. Well, Mama, won't you help me? I'm sleeping in my ashes, but you won't answer the phone. Daddy's smoking molasses. It's alright, I'm okay, I've seen better days. His family's got me thinking. One side hates me older, but I still feel the love. On the side that stays sober, it's alright, I'm okay, I've seen better days. Well, Papa fueled by hate, Mama's smoking speed. Little did they know they would give birth to me. That's alright, I'm okay, I've seen better days. Well, Papa, won't you please, yeah, take what's mine and leave. Well, Papa, don't you know, if you won't blame Thank y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Hernly. Very nice, man. Very nice. Let me come around there and join you for a second. All right. So you have your own Facebook page, and you live stream from your own place quite frequently. It's just Taylor Hernly, or what's the name of this?
Yeah,
thing?
the artist page is called Taylor Hernly, and I guess if you want to follow my personal, it's Pyx Hernly, but
Yeah,
follow the artist page.
Follow the artist page, and it's what again?
Taylor Hernly.
Taylor Hernly artist page. Go give Taylor a like. Thank you for tuning in. We want you to know that we're going to be dropping a video soon that highlights good old Brown County. It's called Good Old Brown County. Mandy, that is not the angle of this live, is it? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize Mandy Rozier back there. And
and the crotch shot she's got going right now.
I can see what's on this monitor, and this is not what we want going live. So God bless her for doing a great job, ladies and gentlemen, not using this angle. But Mandy and I want you to know that we're about to drop a video of Heather and Barry Elkins. Heather wrote this wonderful song called Good Old Brown County, and we caught some wonderful footage. We caught him playing it live. You won't believe it. Our dog Angel's even in the video, rustling the leaves. It's going to be incredible. We're going to release that within the next week, okay? And then we have other videos that we're about to present to you as well in the coming weeks. It's hopefully culminating in a Brown County album, all Brown County themed songs from local artists. So please help us out, share that, enjoy it, share it with your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time I want to recognize Taylor Hernly for the great job he did tonight. You were wonderful. Really enjoy your music.
Yeah, thank y'all.
And we'll have you back soon. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave you with a song I played last week on the stream from Rainwater Studios. This is a song I wrote called Prodigal, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Called Prodigal. Looks in the mirror there, can find a smile anywhere. His faith of a coming back. He left on a dirt road, carrying a heavy load. His life's supposed to hurt this bad. Now there's two ways he can go. Sometimes I wonder, does he know that old dirt's now a highway home? You run so hard when you're gonna slow down. Can you make a loop and get turned around? And don't you grow tired of the dirt and stone when right behind you is the highway home. Remember being just a kid, wondering what the grown-ups did, chasing dreams to just getting by. Well, it's been so many years, so many tears and fears, puts a lump down in my throat. Wanna be a better man, not sure if I can. Feels like a hook that gets sent real deep. But oh, it's little things, all the smiles kindness bring. You get some love and you give it right back. You run so hard when you're gonna slow down. Can you make a loop and get turned around? Don't you grow tired of the dirt and stone when right behind you is the highway home. Can you cut out an inch and put it right back? Do you tell the truth about what you like? Can you mind in your heart what it takes to forgive? Oh, go on and do what your daddy did. You run so hard when you're gonna slow down. Can you make a loop and get turned around? Don't you grow tired of the dirt and stone when right behind you the highway home. When right behind you is the highway home. Yeah, right behind you. Highway home, right behind you.